As Christmas comes up, theft is going to be happening a lot. With everybody stealing and getting arrested for theft, could you be next? Could you be the one being next? There are ideas to where there are steps from the CCPD you can take to prevent theft from happening. You need to keep your stuff safe from theft. The key is to lock your car and take your personal belongings with you and conceal what you leave. You need to be mindful of your surroundings while shopping. And independent and the residents can be cautious about potential card theft, skimming devices placed on scanners. Be cautious about potential card theft, skimming devices placed on scanners and cameras and monitor pin pads. Both devices can be used to get personal information when paying at the registers. So I would advise avoiding that and paying cash. So what we really need to do is make sure that theft doesn't happen during Christmas. Could be getting a new game console, you could be getting that new video game or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's stolen out of your car, and yet you have no idea who did it. So let's try to be aware of this. Even Black Friday, you're shopping for Black Friday for Christmas, and all of a sudden your stuff's being stolen. So let's try to be cautious about that. Now, as we all know, Thanksgiving's coming up. And for those who are wanting to eat that great turkey and visiting the families, there are some family members that ask guests to get COVID-19 tests before entering. If you got COVID, you can't enter. If you've been vaccinated, you need to provide proof. If you're thinking about doing what this family did, like I'm about to show you, then you can very much have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. So here's the very latest.
No vax, no turkey.
Stop to enter, proof of vaccination required.
Dr. Eric Choi Pena and his wife Maria are telling their guests to get vaxxed or stay home.
We want to have a regular, normal Thanksgiving, and in order to do that, we have to take extra precautions. So you either can participate in that, or we'll see you next year.
Another option, take a rapid COVID test before you come.
It's a cheap test. They are available at virtually every pharmacy in the United States right now. Anyone can do this.
Here we go. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to take the cotton swab and we're going to stick it into the bottom here.
15 minutes later, the result is in.
I am negative, and Dr. Choi Pena says I can come in for Thanksgiving. So let's go.
Extreme? Not when you consider the alarming rise in COVID cases across the USA. Vanderbilt University's Dr. William Schaffner says keep your guard up this Thanksgiving.
We're being a little bit casual about all of our get-togethers. We have to remember to be careful, even though we're vaccinated.
I agree. So if you're gonna think about doing what this family did, you need to make sure you post up that sign. And if they don't want to take the test, leave. Just tell them nicely to leave. Yesterday's broadcast, I talked to you about smash and grab. Well, there's been another smash and grab in Ransack Nordstrom. Let's not talk about that. So, again, we need to make sure that we're being safe and very protective of this. And I really don't want to have to do another show to where everyone refuses to leave, refuses not to take the test, or said, hey, I want to come in. I'm part of, if you're part of the family, if you're part of the family, you need to make sure that if you're part of the family, you need to make sure you do the same thing. You need to be vaccinated, you need to have negative tests. You also need to make sure that you don't get COVID. If you got COVID, see you later, see you next year. That's how it is. If they go out doing it, then purchase a COVID test. A lot of them. If you got a lot of guests come over, you need to do the same thing. Alright. Let's take a break. Next, the House of Shame is here, and we're going to look at. And what we're going to do is look at some repair people that don't try to get the job done, as our experts say. And then later, we're going to look at the grease police. They hunt down the cook oil they use to cook your French fries and fried chicken in. We'll tell you how you can prevent we're going to tell you can prevent the cooking oil thieves from coming into your restaurant when we come back. As the holidays come, you may experience some blackouts, but you may hire some electricians to come take it. But what if you realize that they're charging you a lot of prices? Here's Chief Investigative Correspondent Lisa Guerrero with an Inside Edition investigation. And that rhymes.
We're back at the house that's watching you, and today we're putting electricians to the test. But first, we call in our expert, Steve Ciara, to inspect the system and create a simple problem that's easy to fix.
I've examined the electrical system. Everything in this panel works perfect. There's nothing wrong.
Then, at our request, Steve cuts the power to the kitchen outlets by simply loosening a screw and disconnecting this wire. It's a really simple fix. All you gotta do is reconnect the wire. Next, we call in electricians to fix the problem.
For some reason, my outlets aren't working.
One after another,
You had a bad connection on a circuit breaker.
these electricians spot the problem and make the simple repair.
That's
Small
good.
fix.
I'll be done in 2 seconds, just being honest.
But then,
Hi.
there was this guy.
A couple of outlets aren't working.
Ed Schiller with Schiller Electric. After a grand total of 4 cigarette breaks and more than an hour roaming around the house
He's definitely running up the clock at this point.
and talking on his cell phone,
Are you coming down to my shore house? I just put the new bolt in the water.
Ed the electrician finally decides to open the circuit breaker
Looks like he found the problem.
and makes the necessary repair.
You put the line back into the breaker, see what happens next.
After wiping down the electrical panel with his sweaty t-shirt and taking another smoke break,
It's pretty unbelievable, but he's having another cigarette now.
Schiller walks in the door and shocks us all when he claims several electrical breakers are damaged and need to be replaced.
A couple of the breakers, half of them got burnt out. I'm almost positive that's what's going on here.
There's no burnt out breakers. We have checked the panel completely. Everything is in perfect working order.
Schiller returned to the basement and, on hidden camera, we watched him cover the electrical panel without replacing a single breaker. But before I reveal my true identity, listen to this creepy comment.
Are you a modeler?
A model? No.
Very beautiful, by the way. Your husband's a lucky man.
Do I need to get new breakers?
Sit down.
Oh, you put in new breakers.
Yeah, wherever I felt. 2 were not working at all,
Okay,
and 3 of them were warm to touch,
okay.
so I took them out.
You took them out and then you replaced them. Okay, so there's new ones, brand new ones in there. Okay.
Then the cameras come out.
I'm actually not the homeowner. My name is Lisa Guerrero from Inside Edition. And I'd really like to know why you said that you replaced these when we know you didn't.
What do you mean?
There was nothing wrong with our breakers. There was a wire loose, and that was the only problem
What are you
downstairs.
saying?
I'm saying that you lied to me.
If that's how you feel, forget it, then no charge. I did what I thought was right, and that's it.
Hey, Ed, not every house has eyes, but this one was watching you.
Sir, you lied to me.
By the way, according to the state of New Jersey, Ed the electrician has not been licensed since 1994. He also has an F rating from the Better Business Bureau.
A little later, we're going to tell you can prevent some of this stuff from happening. Let's look at garage doors. Now you made me think. Your garage door may not be working because of the machines or whatever. But Lisa Guerrero just has an answer for you. Take a look.
El nuevo Google Pixel.
Because garage doors these days, no one seems to get the job done. Here's another, and this house is watching you.
For them. Here's a special Inside Edition series you don't want to miss.
From above, it looks like any other house in lovely Montclair, New Jersey. But this house is watching you. Come on in, let me show you around. We've installed more than a dozen hidden cameras. In this water bottle, the screws in the wall, behind two-way mirrors, they're everywhere, even in my glasses. All the images are being fed back to our secret command post. Now we're about to put some home repairmen to the test. First, we enlisted the help of two garage door experts, Mark McManus with Doorboy and Andrew Chimino with Christie Overhead Door.
So the garage door itself is in perfect condition.
Everything is in perfect working order.
Next, we created a minor problem the experts say any repairman should be able to instantly recognize and fix.
We're going to purposely misalign one of the sensors. This is going to make the garage door not close. This should be a simple fix for any door dealer that's not trying to rip you off.
To fix the problem, all you've got to do is realign the sensors, and just like that, it's fixed. Then I booked appointments.
Can somebody come out tomorrow to take a look at my garage door? It's not shutting.
When this technician from Sears showed up, he goes straight for the sensors and fixes it in a flash.
That's good.
That took him what, 30 seconds?
All that takes.
So it was as simple as just turning the sensor. It was a very easy fix.
Thanks, dude. Great work. 5 other repairmen also honed right in on our sensors and fixed them for a small service fee.
That's 6 people.
Thanks to all these guys, too. But look what happens next.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you, I'm
Lisa.
This guy is from a company called Garage Door Repair.
My garage door isn't working. Let me take you around and show you. This should be working from all the way back here.
I hand over the remote and let him get to work. He also spots the sensors, but when he comes back inside, his diagnosis is grim.
2 sensors are dead.
The sensors are dead,
So what's he doing?
Well, he's basically trying to rip her off.
so those need to be replaced no matter what.
Exactly. No matter what.
Oh man, do you want to go and show me?
Yes, please.
Back in the garage, he delivers more bad news.
So the gear over here is about to break. And the
They ain't meant to
sensors are
break.
dead.
Yeah, this ain't
No,
simple
they're
problem.
not. His price to fix it all today?
How much?
$720.
$720.
But instead of hiring him, I had some questions.
Were you just trying to sell me sensors and a motor that I don't need?
You don't need the sensors? It's dead. I don't need you to take a picture of me, I'm sorry.
Weren't you trying to rip me off just now?
No.
That was a total rip-off. There's absolutely no reason for any of this to be replaced.
But look what happens next. These two guys check out the sensors and seem to fix the door, but then he says this.
I already know what's
Oh, you do? Okay, you want to show me?
It's an electrical problem.
It's an electrical problem.
Right. Press it. All right, you see that?
Yes.
That's letting you know there's a malfunction in the unit.
And that's completely untrue.
So about how much is this going to cost?
$475. I will use a coupon from online. I could do it for $400.
$400.
Fixed, all in. If you do cash, no tax.
Time to reveal who I really am.
I'd like to know if you just tried to charge me $400 to fix a circuit board that doesn't need repair.
The garage door opener is not working.
He insists the opener is broken.
Are you guys trying to rip off people?
No, we're not.
The most important thing a consumer should really know is that there are predatory companies out there. So make sure you do your homework.
And you should always do your homework. More scams when we return. There are lots of things that can happen in your house, but when the plumbing goes, you've got a big issue. So how do you know when you called the right plumber? What can you do if you have a leak? And how can you know you're not being scammed or being taken advantage of? Once again, here's Lisa Guerrero. Because as we tell you every day, we need to make sure that we don't get scammed. We don't waste our money. We're saving up for Christmas. We're saving up for the big bird. Here again, Lisa
Deep
Guerrero.
inside the house,
Plumbers to the test, and Lisa Guerrero tells us what we found.
Here again, Lisa Guerrero.
deep inside the house that's watching you, sits this hot water heater. Before surrounding every angle with hidden cameras, we called in the experts.
It's in great condition. This is in perfect working order, and it's definitely not broken.
Steve Ciara with Honest Plumbing and Heating, John Heine with Heine Plumbing and Heating, and Bill Diamond with Diamond Plumbing and Heating all say, although it's older, it's in top condition.
So can we create a small problem that any tech worth his salt would be able to come in and fix like that?
Absolutely. Very
Show
simple.
me what we can do.
Well, we could loosen this up right here.
By doing that, we created a small water leak.
The only water here is coming from this nut,
Correct.
and we could tighten it with this wrench.
Yep.
That's it.
Simple as that.
So, will they fix this simple leak, or will they try to sell me a new water heater?
There is an issue with my hot water heater.
7 plumbers all quickly discover the leak and fix it with a simple turn of the wrench.
You don't need a new water heater.
This technician didn't even charge us a service fee. Great work, guys.
Nice.
As for this plumber, well, check it out for yourselves.
This thing is cracked.
Before even examining the heater, he had bad news.
Oh, it's broken for sure. It's cracked for sure.
It couldn't just be a leak from somewhere else.
No. Usually, like I said, it'll crack from up top, it'll crack from the side, leak from the bottom.
And the price for a new water heater?
Somewhere around like 1,500.
Time to pull the plug on this plumber.
Let me show you something. See this wrench? All you have to do is tighten it up using this wrench, and the water stops. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that what you should have done to begin with?
I mean, I really didn't want to fidget with anything. Like, come on.
Our expert says that's a lame excuse and believes
His goal today was to sell a hot water heater, and that's unfortunate.
he later told us he was a new technician and made an honest mistake.
How's it going now?
This plumber was also quick to hand out bad news.
You need a new water heater.
You could tell already, and it definitely has to get replaced.
Definitely, 100%.
But check this out.
Now it looks like it's fixing it.
Back in our control room on hidden camera, we watch him appear to fix the leak.
So it's definitely broken.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Total cost?
Somewhere like 1,700 altogether.
Time to tell him this house has been watching him all along.
I'd like to know why you tried to sell me a hot water heater that I don't need.
This is broken right here.
That's not broken, that was loosened. I tried to show him the easy fix.
Does this need to be replaced?
My professional opinion, it needs to be replaced.
Is it broken?
Yes.
It's not broken.
Yes, it is.
He told me that it was broken. I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, 100%. What's your response?
It's absolutely 100% wrong.
Then it was on to his next job.
That last plumber's boss told us they weren't trying to scam anybody, but that since the water heater was old, they said it was fair to say it should be replaced.
Let's talk about what's above. Now that we got the plumbing out of the way, let's talk about what's above. We got all the dust and stuff. But what happened when when an air ductor like that was caught? What did he do on the job? Well, here's Lisa Guerrero, my favorite correspondent.
The strawberries grown.
Of all Inside Edition, my favorite correspondent is always Lisa Guerrero.
Cameras to put repairmen to the test. Clean the air ducts. And while the house may be watching them, wait till you see what our Lisa Guerrero caught one guy watching on the job.
We're back at the house that's watching you. Today we're looking at air ducts, those vents that over time can get dirty and even contain nasty bacteria and mold. First we had two experts, Mark Zarzechny and Anthony Paterno, with a combined 50 years of experience, look at our system.
All you need really is a basic cleaning here.
All I need is a basic cleaning.
That is all.
With hidden cameras everywhere, this house is really watching you, and we can see everything from our secret command post. We made appointments with companies offering great deals on air duct cleaning.
Is there somebody that can come and take a look at it?
This guy works for a company offering an $88 special. He lugged a big vacuum inside and started cleaning.
He's not going the full length of the duct.
Exactly. He is working hard, but it's very substandard work.
And for $50 more, he said he'd clean the big ducts in the attic. He brought up the vacuum, but our cameras showed he never cleaned any of them.
He charged you extra
Right.
to clean the trunk lines.
Which he didn't do.
Instead of cleaning the ducts, he seemed to be laying down on the job.
He's going to fall asleep soon.
But he wasn't sleeping. Our hidden cameras caught him looking at a provocative picture of a woman on his cell phone. Time to ask him what's going on.
David, I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition.
Yes.
Did you do a thorough job today?
Yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So we went up to the attic with him, where he finally admitted he never cleaned those big ducts that we paid extra for.
Did you clean this?
No, I didn't clean that.
We have this coupon.
Next, there were these guys. They had the best deal of all, a $38 Groupon to clean the air ducts. After just a few minutes in the attic, they recommended their most expensive option.
You're looking at about $1,200, okay? Yes.
$1,200? Wait a minute, that Groupon says $38.
He said the huge price was to disinfect our system, something our expert said we didn't need.
And at the end of the day, try to charge me $1,200 for something this house doesn't need. And that's the bottom line.
That's not true.
It was a bait and switch.
No, it wasn't.
As he was leaving, watch as he tried to snatch the estimate out of the hands of our producer.
That's yours.
So repairmen, watch out. You never know when this house is watching you.
For tips on how to protect yourself when it comes to home repairs, go to InsideEdition.com.
And we're out of time, but we're gonna give you a preview Wednesday in just a minute. Well, we're gonna tell you how I was gonna tell you how you can protect yourself from these scams, but we now run out of time. But don't you worry, don't you worry out there. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're gonna tell you how you can protect yourself from all these scams, from plumbing to air ducts to electricians and all these scams. How you can protect yourself, how you need to do your homework, etc. We'll tell you about that tomorrow. And it's also tomorrow, and also on Wednesdays, our special on Thanksgiving. So we're going to try to combine these two. Look for that on Wednesday. That's all for this edition of Cut Me a Break Tuesday. Cut Me a Break Monday going to Tuesday. We'll see you again for a special, and a reminder, we'll see you again for a special Cut Me a Break Wednesday. All about Thanksgiving, how you can make the side dishes, what you need to know. It's all about Thanksgiving safety. Have a good night.